It's Matt Patella again, and I would like to demonstrate my approach to how I teach. Example, the Joe Morello book, lines 1 through 5, slowly. I also have a video of those particular lines at a tempo of 208. So people have asked me, how do I break that down? How do I approach that? How do I teach that? Well, what I'm going to do right now is demonstrate my approach to dissecting each line, demonstrating what's occurring slowly. And that's what I'm doing when I do, whenever I teach, no matter what the subject is, or the pattern, or the rudiment, or whatever. I take it down very, very slow. I dissect it slowly and gradually bring it up to its finished product. That is coming to my live lesson site, mattpatellallivelessons.com, and it's going to be opening very soon. So, I'm going to demonstrate, like I said, the first 5 lines of Joe Morello's Master Studies. For those that are not familiar with the book, this is what the cover looks like. This is his book, it's his first book, and I have his second book there, Master Studies too. Now, all Master Studies is an expansion of Stick Control book, Accents and Rebounds. And Accents and Rebounds and Stick Control were written by George Lawrence Stone, who Joe Morello studied from. Now, he's given us the continuation or different variations of how to apply accents and how to develop stronger hands. So there's a few things that you need to understand before we continue to go into line 1 through 5. I have an additional video demonstrating the levels, and this is something that you need to know for you to get the full benefit of the exercises. So let me just demonstrate for a few seconds here the levels you should know. And that would be a full stroke. Now the full stroke is a power stroke. For volume, this is what I want for volume. I throw the stick down and I follow it right back. I'm obtaining volume. That is for an accent. The next stroking position would be a downstroke, which should be the same volume as the full stroke. I come down. Now I controlled that. I left it down. When I came down, I did not tighten my hands. I just stopped the stick. Again, there's the full stroke and the downstroke, both equal in sound. That's for accenting. The next stroke is a tap, which is I just throw the stick down and it comes right back to where I started to throw. That's for a non-accent, for dynamics, very soft or softly. You want to play it a little louder, it's here, or it could be here. It's a tap. The next stroke is an upstroke. I bring the stick up. That's for me to get in position to do a full stroke, to obtain an accent, or a downstroke. Okay, so let me just reiterate that. Full stroke, downstroke, tap, and upstroke. These are what you need to learn or understand to get a better result from the next 5 exercises. Now I look at line 1, and it's written in cut time, but we're going to do it in 4. And we have a run of 1/8 notes. As a matter of fact, from line 1 to line 5 are all 1/8 notes, and they're counted with an 1/8 note counting system: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now what is great about the book, the accents and the sticking patterns move around, and that's going to tell me what I should do, if I should do a full stroke, a downstroke, a tap, or an upstroke. So I look at the first line, and I look at the first measure. I have my sticking pattern: right, left, right, 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 right. However, the first 2 notes are accented, and the remainder of the measure is non-accented notes. So how do I play this to get in position for the up and coming measure? So I look at the page, the line rather, and both my hands are in the full stroke position, because my first stroke is going to be a right hand accent and my first left is going to be a left hand accent. But something happens here. So if I throw the right hand down, 1, I need to keep it down, because now I look at the up and coming rights. There are no accents, they're going to be taps. My left hand is still in this position. Now, the left hand has to be a full stroke because my next left is going to be an accent. So I have to remain in position to attack the accent. And. Now I do 2 and 3 and 4 and. I need to come back up because now my next up and coming right is an accent. So now I'm in position to attack both left hand and right hand accents. So I do the second measure, and it's the first note is a left hand accent. I come down as a downstroke because my following lefts are non-accented and I'm in position to attack them. Now, the next stroke is a right hand accent. Okay, but now I have to throw the stick down. It's a full stroke because my following right is going to be an accent, so I'm in position already to attack it. And I finish the remainder of the measure as 2 and 3 and 4. I'm back up. I'm in position to attack it all over again. Now, this is very mechanical at this particular point because I'm breaking it down and I'm showing what is occurring. When I sit behind a drum set, I mean, I don't sit like this. I don't sit like this. I play because all of this, the practicing of these different variations of exercises is all in place. If I'm just playing single strokes, I don't have to worry about a downstroke or a tap because I've practiced and practiced and practiced and put them all in place. Now let's go back to the first line again, and we're going to do it again. The first note is a right hand accent. So I have to hit either a full stroke or a downstroke. I have to make that decision. So I'm hitting the downstroke to keep my right hand in position to attack the up and coming right. The next one is a left hand accent. Okay? So but now I look at the left, the next left, it's going to be an accent, so I have to keep my hand here. So we're going to do it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Up. I'm in position. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice the clarity of the accents and the non-accents. That's what makes this thing sound nice because I'm in position to attack the accents at all times. I'm setting myself up to get into the next accent by either a downstroke or a full stroke or an upstroke or whatever it might be. So if you just keep practicing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's slow. It will come. Now I recommend at this particular point when you're doing it that slow is just get familiar with the downstroke, the full stroke, the tap, and the upstroke and the placement of it and the sticking patterns because they're kind of unusual, but they all have their own personality to develop an attack of accents in different places. Once you've done this, I don't know, 5,000 times perhaps, I would recommend now hitting the metronome. Now, we're going to use the metronome a little different. When you turn the metronome on, whether it be 50, 60, 180, 190, that is representing the quarter note. Right now I have the metronome on 60. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make each tick the count. That's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, it's not about how fast you can play these. It's about how relaxed you are in the sound you're getting. Once you get that in place, then eventually you're going to be able to move them to any tempo that you want. Example, if I took this particular one now at 120 and made that the quarter note, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and ready now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. But that's not recommended in the beginning if you never did this. You just need to put the levels in place and obtain the sound totally relaxed. Once you get used to it, then you challenge the metronome. Now we're going to go to line 2. Now it's all eighth notes again, but the sticking pattern is different and the placement of the accents are different. So because of the sticking pattern being different and the accents in a different place, what's going to change? The sticking position and the sticking heights. So I look at the first one, and I'm going to take a grouping of that 4, which would be right, left, right, left. Now my first right is going to be accented. Now, and my first left is going to be not accented. So I'm looking at the first one, and I said 1, which has to be a full stroke because my up and coming right is another accent. Now I look at the left, and that's going to be a upstroke because I need to sit in position to obtain the position for my accent. So I have and. Now in this position, and I say, okay, I'm going to hit 2. It's an accented right hand. But I look at my next right. It's not accented. So I have to get in position for that. So I have 2, which I hit an accent. Okay? And I'm in position now when I get to my right, my right hand's in place. Now I go to the and of 2, which is an accent. But this time, I need to hit the and as a full stroke because I need to get in position for the up and coming accent, which is the left. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, the first measure, line 2. I'm in this position. 1, full stroke. And has to be an upstroke to be in position for the up and coming accent with the left. And. The next one is a right hand accent. But this time I need to keep the right hand down because my up and coming rights are non-accented. 2. Okay? Now I'm in position to attack the right hand non-accents. Now I hit the and of 2, which is an accent. But this time I need to keep my hand, I need to make it a full stroke to get in position to hit the up and coming left accent. So I have and I complete the measure, which are 3 taps and an upstroke, 3 taps, 4 taps rather. 1 and 2 and. Now I hit this to the second measure, which is just the reverse of the first measure. I took it from the right side, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I'm ready to do the second measure. Again, my left hand has to be a full stroke because I have to get in position to play the accent on the up and coming left. So I'll have 2. That's 1 rather. And then the and needs to be a upstroke because my next right is going to be an accent. And again, my left hand has to be a downstroke, so I'm in position to hit the next left, which is a non-accent. 2. And then my right is going to be a full stroke, which is going to keep me in position to attack the next right, which is an accent. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now if I play that in tempo, nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That completes how you play, or you set up to play, or my approach of line 2. Now line 3, again, all eighth notes, different sticking patterns, different placement of the accents. Again, that predicates whether I'm going to use a full stroke, a downstroke, a tap, or an upstroke. So now I get to line 3, and I'm going to do the whole first measure, and I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So my first right is going to be a free stroke because I'm in position, again, to hit the up and coming right, which is an accent. My next stroke is a tap, because my next left after this is not accented. And now I hit the 2, that has to be a downstroke. 2, because now I'm in position to hit the next right, which is not an accent. Now, I'm going to hit the and of 2, and I have to put myself in position to hit the accent, the next left-hand accent, which would be and, okay? Now the 3 is just a tap. 3. Now the and of 3 has to be a full stroke because my next left is an accent. Then I have 4 and. Now, I've completed the first measure. Looking at the second measure, I have a left-hand accent. But that left-hand accent has to stay down because my next left is non-accented. And I complete the measure, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now I have to come up, and I'm in position to hit the, start the measure, the line again. So if I play a little bit, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and, my mistake, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and little up tempo. Let's do the metronome at 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay. Up down a little bit. Now, when you're beginning to learn these with the levels and the eighth notes, counting, it's very, very important to count. That is essential. Eventually, as I'm playing these and becoming used to them, I feel them, or I look at them and I recognize them and play them. But at first, you need to count. That is essential. Now we go to the fourth line. In the fourth line, again, it's just the reverse of the third line. This time, I reverse my starting position. Instead of the right, I'm starting with the left. So I have 1, which is a free stroke. The and is going to be a tap. And. I come down to 2, that needs to be a downstroke. The and has to be an upstroke. And, because now I'm in position to complete the measure. And I have 3, which is a tap, and has to be a full stroke, because look at my next right. I'm in position to attack the accent. 4, and. Okay? I did that reversed. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. I'm counting out loud, and I'm controlling every stroke that I do. That is called control strokes. Now that takes care of line 1, 2, 3, and 4. Line 5, again, all eighth notes. Sticking patterns have changed, and the placement of the accents have changed. So, for me to continue line 5, you can come and view my live online lessons, and I'll break it down. Okay? I hope that this helps and you get something out of it. And if you have any questions, you contact me on Facebook, or I will leave my email and you could email me. Thank you.